Oh my goodness, tried such a night yesterday. I made season 5, 6, and 7 of TDI, ruined the entire show. Which one is TDI? Hold on. Also, hi Alpha, first of all, hello. Don't mind me realizing that when I turned on my phone, I was opened up to a Hatsune Miku cover of Heat Waves. Don't worry about it. TDI. What? Who are you? Texas Department of Insurance. You know what? Yeah, whoever did make seasons 5, 6, and 7 of Texas Drivers Insurance. No, it does seem like they ruined the entire thing for everyone. Like, I don't know, I was on board with the whole, like, I don't know, filing claims thing for the first little bit. But once we hit season 5 and Barbara's claims still hadn't even gone through, like, I know, sure it's realistic, but, I don't know. I think they should have. I think they should have just gone for it. I'm talking about Total Drama Island. What? You mean you're not talking about Texas Drivers Insurance? Everyone's favorite insurance show? Everyone's favorite, what is clearly a television show, Texas Drivers Insurance? What? You're, what? Nah. Seems to have wanted to just, yeah, so I never really got into Total Drama Island. I'd watch it sometimes, like, while traveling, and it would just be, like, on the cartoon channel in hotels and stuff. But from what I hear, the lore is, like, kind of intense. They kind of go wild. Like, I don't know, as a child, I was always slightly put off by the whole, you know, everything that happened to Total Drama Island, but, like, now that I'm older, it seems like that's kind of the point, is that it's all just, like, really messed up, and there's lots of complicated things happening with it. But, you know, I love me a nuanced show. I love me a good nuanced show. My hands are too warm. I had my hands on my knees and they're too warm. They were making my knees warm. Oof. But do you agree that whoever made seasons 5, 6, and 7 of Texas Drivers Insurance just kind of ruined the whole thing? Because in my personal opinion, whoever made seasons 5, 6, and 7 of Texas Drivers Insurance just off their rocker. Anyways, that's the end of the intro, so it's time to get busy! First of all, we are going to be listening to the Stardew Valley music again. I know I've been listening to it a lot, but I just can't stop. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the scene in 3, 2, 1, and pop! Whee! The good characters season 1 and 2. Gwen, Trent, Duncan, Courtney, Heather, Beth, Owen, Lindsay, Bridget, and Jeff. Okay. Yes, yeah, just whoever made season 6 of Texas Drivers Insurance really should, like, I don't know, maybe even be arrested or something, because I'm not sure how they made a show go that bad. Texas Drivers Insurance was a perfect little glimpse into the monster that we become when we seek after, like, I don't know, personal greed and the corporate profit over the lives of ordinary people. And I don't know, I feel like seasons 5, 6, and 7 just sort of made it all about the characters. There's nothing wrong with a character-driven show. It's nighttime. There's nothing wrong with a character-driven show, but I feel like Texas Drivers Insurance was such a strong contender in, like, I don't know, in talking about the morality of our modern system, that it kind of just feels pretty cheap to cut it short like that. I'm going to say, I've never seen the show, but I watched an hour and a half video long essay about how Lindsay isn't actually crazy but cutting genius. This is fine. I think I saw that essay. This is fine. It didn't do any intense damage. It's fine. Don't worry, I can reconstruct this. It's fine. Just checking for any more creepers, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Look, my house isn't even really that impacted. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Good characters of season 4. Scott, Dawn, Jasmine, Sierra. As for Texas Drivers Insurance, now that's a show. It really is, isn't it? She's the Heather just never let her speak. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, oh, Thorn Fiddle, hi! Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We are talking about either Texas Driver's Insurance or Total Drama Island, whichever TDI you want. Also, a creeper blew up on top of my house, but it's okay because it's fine. It's fine and nothing bad happened here. And Carbulunks, hi! My name is Carbulunks and I'm new here. Carbulunks, hello, welcome to the stream. I don't know if you know, but my name is Quimby and I am a streamer. I am also exactly 2 dirt short from being able to fix this area that a creeper just blew up, so that's cool. But hello, hello, hello. But yeah, so I personally think that Texas Driver's Insurance, just was a modern masterpiece, and it's really such a shame to see how they, caved to, like, the popular pressure to make it all about, like, the character drama. I think some Azure Bluets may have been destroyed. Is it possible to, like, bone meal Azure Bluets to get more Azure Bluets? Because I want more Azure Bluets. I always want more Azure Bluets. Oh, you're a streamer? Wow, I know, right? I know. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. But yeah, no, Texas Driver's Insurance. One of the, really a modern masterpiece that deserved better. The first seasons were so intense. Like, I don't know, that moment when it was discovered that, that Daniel's claim was almost invalid because he, like, forgot to read one thing in the paperwork. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. No, let me bone meal the Azure Bluets. Okay, maybe I'll wait for this all to get grassed and then I'll bone meal it. 'Cause, yeah, that's probably a good choice. I've never heard of that show. It's a very, very clearly real show that 100% exists. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it because everyone's heard of Texas Driver's Insurance. And it's, I don't know, it really just delves into what we as how we as humans can exist in a corporate sphere, while what's the morality of business when it comes to people's lives. It was a really interesting run. But yeah, seasons 5, 6, and 7 totally ruined it because they totally forgot what made the show great and started focusing on, like, I don't know, just pointless drama that was there to highlight the relationships between the characters. Again, totally real. So even from Texas, you'd think I know about it. Yeah, 100%. This totally real show that I'm talking about. This totally real show that has at least 7 seasons. Yeah, I would think that you would know about it. It's kind of weird that you don't. OMG, Texas Driver's Insurance. Maddie, she was the worst. Oh my gosh, Maddie. Ugh. Just, like, can you just realize that, like, sometimes it isn't about you? Sometimes you are evaluating claims that could, like, affect people's lives. Like, oh my gosh, the life insurance episode in season 3, I could not believe how she made it all about her when, like, that poor old man, like, he didn't deserve any of that. He was just trying to mourn his dead wife. And oh my gosh, Maddie, just absolutely terrible. Just read about it and they say they're working on season 8 now. Oh man, see, I would be excited for season 8, but I'm just not sure I trust the show after the fiasco that was season 7. Like, maybe if they bring back some of the original writers, they could make it, but I don't know. I just feel like the current people in charge just don't understand what made the show great. She's not always the victim. She's not. Like, sure she was in the beginning. Like, full respect, Maddie winning her claim in season 1 was, like, the highlight of the season. But I don't know, it just feels like, especially because she'd understand what it's like for all the people who are making insurance claims, you'd think she'd be more sympathetic and, like, understand that it's really just not about her. How does Scotty believe her? I know. Nothing was a great vacation until I got COVID. No! Simply don't get COVID. Just don't. Just say no to getting COVID. Rip, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that was a great vacation up until that point, though. But yeah, big rip. Have they considered just not giving you COVID? Have they considered just simply not doing that? Because I really think that they should consider just simply not doing that. It's kind of cringe. But I mean, welcome back also, by the way. Sorry, I feel like we kind of skipped over that. I've been saying no to COVID for years now, and I was like, I'll try it just this one time. No, that's how I get you. You try the COVID just one time, and the next thing you know, you're like on a street corner selling COVID to children. Don't do it. No. No, you have so much to do with your life. No, this is so sad. Don't get lost to the propaganda. Boop. And I don't want to put a block of coal in. Let's just put like 7 coal in there, because then it's technically cheaper. Slash game rule COVID false. Oh, how could we forget that? Oh my gosh, that's such a simple solution. The highest just chef's kiss. No! Don't believe it! It's all false advertising. That's how they get ya. They convince you that it's all fun and games and that there's no consequences for anything ever. No, no, don't fall for it. No. No. No, don't do it. No. Ebermold. You just simply get the Ebermolds. Listen, I gotta get the XP when I can. Ebermold. Stairway down to your villagers looks amazing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this was something we worked on last week. I spent so long trying to figure out what I wanted this section to be, and it turns out it was really simple in the end. I just wanted mud brick stairs with packed mud and dripstone with vines and stuff on the side. So I spent a ton of time and resources and energy trying to figure that out, only to realize in the end that I had what I needed all along. It was truly a beautiful tale of hubris. Forgot I left my crafting table in here. Now remember, chat, if you're very good today, we might head out to the copper cube. So you guys gotta be on your best behavior. I know how much you guys want to go to the copper cube, so just bear in mind, we might. Maybe. Sounds like a thing Quimby would do. That surely does sound like a thing that Quimby would do. 100%. What is the party? What some guys me? You want to COVID? I said no and you should too. Exactly. That is exactly how that should run. Okay, ready? Poop. Yay! Bit much tall grass for my liking. There we are. That's what we're looking for. It's beautiful. Alright. We got him. No worries about it. We got him. It's good. Best behavior. Lights fire. No, 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 no. No fire. No fire. Remember, chat. A trip out to the copper cube is on the line. We're even gonna place a bunch of copper when we get there. I know how much you guys like the copper cube and like placing copper. Let me sleep, please. It is getting on toward— yes, there. Yes, good. Yes, yes, quite. Yes, 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 quite. Yes, yes. Yes. Yes, good. Good, 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 good. Copper cube, I want that. Gotta make sure to behave then, so that we'll actually head on over there. Currently picking up some lava to ensure that my stockpile is doing alright for the next time I decide to smelt a bunch of copper. That's nice, that's nice. I want to see said cube. Yeah? Well, we might go over. We might go over a little later. Imagine walking in park with like 200 overhyper people on the leash with you, and I'm just like, all right, friends, remember, the cube is just ahead. You gotta be really nice and polite to the cube, or else we won't be able to come back here. So in the meantime, though, gosh, I do want to make this another face. So I've made this a face, right? And I really like it. I might go through and texture some areas a little bit more when I have a chance. I always behave except when I'm selling COVID to the children. No selling COVID to children. That is a big no-no if you want to make it to the cube today. So I want this one to be another face. I don't know if I want it to be like the same style of face, or if I want to do a different face here, but I definitely want it to be a face. Down here is where we're going to be building industrialism, but I've realized while I have a chance, I should probably put in some more of the crimson netherwort. The netherwort blocks, that's what I'm looking for on the hallways there. So let's just go ahead and place that now. I set fire to the orphanage. I know that doesn't sound like the behavior of someone who wants to go see the copper cube. I don't know. That might have to... that might be a bit of a rip. The copper cube doesn't approve. Does the copper cube approve of setting fire to orphanages? I don't know. The copper cube is kind of consuming all of my thoughts and actions to the point where I'm starting to wonder if it's a sentient being. But it's probably fine. It's probably chill and there's nothing wrong with this. I like that little corner. I think I would like to do the same thing on this side. I don't want to pull out a hoe for this. I'll get them an orphanage. Good. Recruit team, ice on COVID and then you set them on fire. I mean, you can do that. Bear in mind, I don't think that will get you any copper cube privileges. But I don't, you know, I do what you want. Yes. So yeah, current vibe is just, I really like netherwort blocks, and I think that it looks very, very velvety in here with a bunch of, when you've got a bunch of them just hanging around in a hallway. So yeah, this is what the hallway is gonna be. Okay, that's the last bit there. All right. So then I just need to turn this into a face, and that side is fully complete. Wow. We gotta call doctor about COVID meds? Oh yeah, go ahead. Good luck with that. I think I snapped something in my ear. You okay? My recommendation would simply do not snap something in your ear. That's what I would recommend. Is just say no to snapping things in ears. Ears are very delicate instruments. Like, they will fall apart if you breathe on them wrong. This is not a true story, but everyone does have like a little snail thing in their ear that I think is kind of cute. Oh, I do still need to figure out what to do with the floor. That's actually the last step. The floor and like the little blocks there. Yeah. That's gonna be rough. Yeah, I'm gonna need to find something to do with the floor there. That can maybe be a future Quimby problem. I know I leave a lot of things to future Quimby, but I think once I get all of this netherwort placed, then that will be about as much as much attention span I have for this particular task. We are gonna go smelt some copper again at some point. Because, yes, I'm working on an industrial system to be able to do it better. Hold on, iron ore. Yes, I'm working on a system to be able to do it better, but at the same time, like, you know, smelting starts with you. Okay, now we're good. Boop, boop, and boop. It's like, if we're gonna be on our best behavior and end up going over to the copper cube, I want to be able to have a really nice offering for the copper cube. So therefore, we need more copper. I already have like a good amount of copper, so we just need to smelt it, luckily enough. Yeah. If only these floors were something else. If only these floors were not the way that they are. I'm treasure hunt and I found my clue. My clue is another clue of a harvest of a school of a vault, the code of a goblin village. No, congrats! That seems like a pretty good trail of clues, so it should keep you busy for a bit. Alright. Let's put the nether wart blocks away. Maybe throw some more copper in the furnace because I'm obsessed. Not my golden apples. And then we will get started looking at the big industrial space. Doop, okay. No, this one. And sure, let's grab that and also that. Okay. Alright, so I did just recently fill up a ton of buckets with the lava, so that should make this a little bit easier because I won't have to use coal blocks for my fuel source. One tiny problem, I don't know the skills combination. Ooh, that does sound like a little bit of a problem. Have you tried crying? I know it's an unorthodox tactic, but I really think that crying is probably the answer here. Because when in doubt, make people feel like they've ruined your day. Good advice, huh? I think it's good advice, personally. No, officer. I don't have a problem with collecting resources. I'm fine. This is perfectly normal behavior. It's chill. Actually, I do want some more buckets to pick up some more of the lava. Point blank, hi! Copper, more like Nerd's Candy. Ooh, Nerd's Candy is really good. Hi, point blank, I am building a giant copper cube and thus have a lot of copper. It's going great! Crying is emotional release akin to a certain routine act one can do. Oh my gosh, let's talk about industry! No, but like, seriously, if people are like being mean to you, if you start crying, then societally, they're now in the wrong because now they've upset you. This is little customer service tricks that I've learned. So yeah, if you start crying, then they're the bad guy. I will be obsessively running upstairs to check on the copper in just a little bit, but let's do a little bit of excavation for the moment. Doop, doop. Welcome to the space where I will be building my industrial district. I'd ask why you're building a giant copper cube. I've been on these streams long enough to not even bother. Yeah, especially because the funny thing is I really don't have a good answer. I just sort of said, haha, wouldn't it be funny if I built a giant copper cube? And yeah. And that's how it's going. I do need to go back upstairs to check on my smelting copper in a little bit. But I do also kind of want to... No, stop. I do also kind of want to explore. Let's just do a little bit of exploration. As a treat, chat. It's a treat for being so good thus far. Remember, if you're really, really good, we'll go visit the copper cube. If you're really good about it. Whoop. This is fine. This is fine. I am getting that little antsy feeling that's telling me, oh no, you haven't checked on your copper in the last 20 seconds. Oh no. Let's just explore the space and then get back up. Also, I lost the Skull Island. This map is 30 meters by 30 meters. RIP. Big cringe. If you're pulled over and crying does not work, you can defecate in your pants. It's an absolute last resort. Please note that this is not legal advice. Thank you for clarifying that that's not legal advice. I definitely would have taken it as legal advice had you not said that. Copper. Music is very whimsy this afternoon, Mary. Yeah, I have been on a real Stardew Valley music kick. I still need to, like, actually play Stardew Valley, but the music has been very lovely to listen to and just vibes. Okay, I am gonna go check on my copper. I have problems, I know, but it's been like ages since I looked at it. It's been so long, chat. What if something's happened? What if something's gone wrong? What if it needs help? What if it's been abducted by strangers? Oh, chat. Oh no, this is so sad. We gotta go check on it. Oh no. Oh no, this is so sad. It's probably fine, but like, it's nighttime. I've got so much stone on hand. I should probably drop that off first. Yeah, I do want to play Stardew Valley at some point. I just need to find the time and energy for it, which is fun. I know there's mobs upstairs. I probably could go on Creeper Watch, but copper. See, look at that. Look at how low the copper got. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I almost left it. Oh, chat, this is so sad. This is so sad and unfortunate. I can't believe I've done this. I'll be back when I find Skull Island. Good luck, friend. Oh, no, that one can take a little bit more. Oh my gosh, chat, it's so close. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Can you believe I almost left it abandoned? I can't believe this. Luckily, we caught it. It's fine. It's okay. I can just make some copper blocks. It'll all be okay. It'll all be okay and fine. See, look at that. Look at that. Look how fine that is. That's no problems whatsoever. Totally okay. Boop. A lava a day keeps the coal block theft away. Actually, I will keep that lava bucket on hand just in case. How are we doing on the furnaces? Okay, so it's probably fine to leave alone for now, because I think it's not going to run out of copper. But what if it did? What if it did run out of copper? What would I do? What would I do if it ran out of copper? Oh no. Chat, I have I am so good at not wasting resources. I'm really good at not wasting resources, and that's what's happening here is I am not wasting resources. So we're doing such a good job of ensuring I'm going to make the most of this lava. Yep, that's what's going on. Is I'm doing a great job of not wasting resources. Isn't it funny that I keep getting distracted from building a super smelter by the resources that I'm smelting? I think that's funny. I think that's kind of silly that that's what's happening here. Wait, wrong shit. There we are. Whew. Well, time to honestly, probably it's time to do some more excavation. My smelters will be fine for now. They just got topped off. There's no way that they're going to be running out of steam. It's fine. Welcome back to the ground floor. Or the basement level? Welcome back to down. We are low. We are very low here. And low in the ground. Yes. But yeah, so this is going to be the start of the little industrial section. I'm going to build some super smelters here. It's going to be cool. It's going to be pog. We're going to have a grand old time of it. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this little space. Time to head back down. There was copper here and also danger, which are two things that are part of a healthy, balanced diet. Doop, doop, doop. Okay. Alright, we got some torches, we got some resources right there that we'll get to eventually, and a chest plate because danger lurks around every corner. Okay. Oh my gosh, this connects to a lower cave section that I've already explored. To be honest, that is kind of exciting. Just the idea that, I don't know, I love 119 cave generation. It's so interesting. It's just like, hey kid, you wanna find a cave that you've already explored? And it's like, yes, I do want to find a cave that I've already explored. Hello, friend. Okay. Now that we've met a friend, and our friend has mysteriously disappeared, I don't know how easy it's going to be to light all of this up, so this might be one of those cases that we light it up a bit and then find a nice place to block it off. I found it? Nice! Good job at finding things. That's very good. Alright, that creeper has been... It has been weakened properly. Got him. Doop. Okay. Okay. And there's more copper. And I guess the code. Hey! Congrats! Oh my gosh, there's so much copper. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, there's so much copper. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. This is great. I'm totally fine. This is, ooh, there's so much copper. Oh, that section leads to the surface, I think. Wow. Would you look at that? More cave. Yeah, this is a rather large open section that it would be better to, simply block off instead of trying to fully excavate. In the city in the underground? Ayy. I've never been in an underground city, so you've definitely got that on me. There's a lot of copper. I do need all of the copper. So again, getting distracted from building an industrial space that could handle all of my smelting needs by exploring the area around the space that I'm excavating to fill all of my smelting needs. Maybe someday I will be able to prioritize things in a way that will make my life easier. But for now, look at all this copper. This will be really nice because, you know, if we're going to go visit the copper cube later in the stream, then I want to put my best foot forward. Oh my gosh, I left my crafting table upstairs. Oh my gosh. I never do that. I always make sure to have my crafting table on hand. Okay, I'll pick you up in a sec. Okay. This is fine. Again, I'll just simply pick it up later. And then I'll have more than one crafting table. And it will be so chill. Yeah, I'm a big fan of, like, constantly using the same crafting table instead of always making a new one. Sure, it takes up inventory space, but if I always have the same one on hand, I don't need to worry about having the resources to make one if I need it. Okay. And you may say, Quimby, as long as you have good resource management of your wood, that really shouldn't be a problem. To which I say, have you considered that you are a nerd? You personally. You in particular are a nerd. And that's all I want you to consider. I think it's a good consideration to make. Definitely, definitely something to consider for sure. My inventory is full, and that's why I'm not picking up any of the copper. Why? The world is full of copper, and all of it is mine, and that's probably actually a problem. You know that famous Frog and Toad quote where it's like, the world is full of buttons, and all of them, none of them are mine. The world is full of copper, and all of it is mine. Like, look at this. Just on a casual little excavation trip for my industrial zone, I've found over 2 stacks of blocks of copper. It's great. Again, any copper is like, it is a gift and a boon and a blessing because I need over 2 million individual ingots, but still. Oh man, I just remembered I was supposed to be looking into the into the production rates of copper farms and if it would be a viable investment. Come on, what? I have to do another hunt. Aw, rip. I would just simply do the I would just simply not hunt. I would just become an herbivore. That's my plan. Copper. See, look. The copper. It is it's impossible to escape. It's everywhere. It's constant and forever and never will be changed ever. Okay. I should probably get out of here before I go too crazy. Oh, but there's so much coal and copper in the area. I'm pretty sure there's copper that I haven't even begun to discover. And there's a whole nother section up here. But I need to be excavating a large space for an industrial district. Ha. Okay, to be perfectly fair, it's probably for the best to light up all of these areas so that less mobs will spawn like thing in a day. I would simply just not hunt. I would just simply become herbivorous. I think that is the key to be an herbivore. And then no one can tell you that you're hunting wrong. This is a good plan. Doop, okay. That area is well enough explorated. So let's just pick up some coal. I was gonna be like, no, don't let there be more coal, and there wasn't. It's all okay. Let's pick up some coal and start making our way backward. That, like, wider section we found earlier, I might go back and explore it later. Not right now, because again, my priorities are definitely not in the right place right now. No, there's more area to explore. Has it considered just not being explorable? Not being cool and interesting and having spots to go? There's more copper. There's always more copper. There will forever be more copper. Okay, interesting space. It gets stopped by some dripstone, which I'm okay with. Let's just get the copper. Let's just do the job and get out. I really like heist movies, you know? Like, I think that we're definitely past, like, the great age of heist movies. It's kind of hard to... Because, to be fair, a good heist movie is hard to write. But I did recently watch The Bad Guys, and I thought that one was very fun. It did a really good job of, like, I don't know, funny characters, a fun world building thing, a cool, the cool heist and storyline, good twist and all. I don't know, good movie. Oh my gosh, chat, I haven't even mentioned, like, all the things that have been going on, like, with work recently, which is why I had to be late today. So, as I've mentioned before, I essentially work in a theater. I want to get up there. And sometimes when you are in theater, you finish the run of a show. And then we do a little thing that we call set striking, where we've had this set that we've been using for the past, like, you know, however many months for the show, but now we're going to be doing a different show, and so the set needs to get changed. And so that was yesterday, and I wasn't supposed to be there for very long because I usually have something to do on Tuesday nights. But then some of the people, it's my D&D group, and some of the people in the group, like, also work at the same theater. And one of them was like, sorry, I gotta cancel because we're going to be doing set strike, so I can't come to D&D. And I was like, aw heck, that means that I also should, aw heck, if I don't have the D&D. So instead of doing that, I stayed at set strike for a long time. I did go for like 2 hours in the middle to take my dog out for ice cream because I'd already planned to do that. Listen, I love my job. I like doing things and being helpful and getting stuff done. But listen, there's no way in heck I'm missing taking Tally out for ice cream. She is such a good dog. She deserves the ice cream, and we've been planning this for a while. And to be fair, she didn't like quite know what was happening, so she couldn't really be like super excited about it. But you know, once we got there, she was certainly very excited. But you know, she's just a good dog, and she needed the ice cream, so I took a break with that. But then other than that, I was literally there from like 5 until like 1:30 in the morning. Theater. But yeah, so that's why I was late today, was because I was doing set strike for a long time. And it was, you know, we had our moments. There was this time that I was like, that I had, we had this like super deep piece that needed to be cleaned before we like moved it. So there I was, like, basically just went head first down into it. Just like leaned my hips on the what's the word I'm looking for? On the what's the word I'm looking for? The lip of the edge, and then just like tilted like head down, body up to be able to reach. That was wild. It was good times. You know, one of those things where like maybe I necessarily wouldn't have chosen to do all these things on my own, but you know, it has to get done as part of doing the things, and so you know, it's gotta happen. Alright, I think this should be the last little section of copper, and so I should be able to head back up now. I was supposed to be doing excavation right now, chat. I was supposed to be preparing an area to be able to smelt all this copper. Oof. It's fine. No, it's fine. I'll probably honestly just block the cave off from up here. There's no reason for that space to be open. Huh. copper away, I think. Let's just go do that. That's what, another 5 stacks of copper? Haha, what? I don't have problems with over collecting resources. No, it's fine. No, it's perfectly fine. I don't know why you'd think it wouldn't be fine, because it's clearly just so totally absolutely fine. Let's just go empty out these and just top them off a little bit so that next time I do some smelting it'll be ready. Oh gosh, unless I probably should get this next round started smelting, because you know, if we're going to be heading out to the copper cube, I want to have like all the copper that I can for it. So I should probably, yeah, I should probably smelt more copper. Okay, let's think about this. I have another like 9 stacks of copper to smelt at this point. 8.5. I have another like 8.5 stacks of copper that need to get smelted. Plus everything that's in the furnaces. This has already been done. That would be a lot of copper to bring to the copper cube, which I do want to impress the copper cube. And bringing ridiculous amounts of copper would probably be impressive. But I'm already running low on lava, because this is not super fast. I could just do like one more round right now and then just play it by ear after that. Because I definitely have enough lava buckets to do another round now. You know what? You know what? Sure. Sure, whatever. Whatever, I'll start another round. It's gotta get done. And it's not like this is a non-renewable resource. I just need to be careful about how often I use it. And maybe perhaps find a way to expand my supply at some point. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's chill. And now I am going to get obsessed with watching that again. Let's go do a little bit more excavation in the industrial center. My goal is to, at the very least, you know, I want to start building super smelters before I actually finish this space, because I know it's going to take me forever to finish this space. So if I can just excavate out an area wide enough that I can feasibly build a super smelter there, then I can just build one and then reconstruct it when time comes. What's your favorite line from any song? Ooh, good question. Ooh, there's a lot of songs I like. My favorite line. Oh, and I gotta think, because sometimes my favorite songs I don't think would have my favorite lines. There's some really... Oh, I know what it is. I know what my favorite line is. If you've ever heard of the Pet Shop Boys, I'm a big fan. There's 2 songs of theirs that I really like because of just how, like, melancholy and kind of like, what are you talking about there, vibes. And one of those is their song It's Only the Wind. And one of the lines in the song is, look, I call them immediate murder professionals. That is certainly one of the lines ever. But one of the lines in the song is, there's nobody crying, we don't cry anymore. And you always gotta, and the way it's spoken, like in the context of the song, you gotta ask yourself, do we not cry anymore because there's no reason to cry, or because we're not, either we are not permitted to, or we just physically can't. And it's like, we don't cry anymore. What's up with that? Wait, what do you mean by that, friend? That they're, interesting. I think my favorite song of theirs is... Okay, I was going to say it was October Symphony, but honestly, I'm a really big fan of, I'm trying to remember the title now. I know exactly. Cause I'm so in love with you. What song is that? Take a look, my eyes are red. Cause I'm so in love with you. What song is that? Oof. What is that song? What is the name of it? I know exactly how it sounds and what it talks about. What is the name? Hold up. I'm a personal fan of, I'm trying too hard but I can't not try. Resident Evil, good. Yeah, and I like the AJR reference. That is, yeah, it's like, I would like to stop trying, but I simply cannot. The actual one is, I'm prepared to sacrifice my life. I'll be glad to do it twice. Ooh. That's a good line. No, it hurts me when you lie. Sometimes it even makes me cry. To Face the Truth. To Face the Truth by the Pet Shop Boys is, that's probably my favorite one by them. 'Cause I'm so in love with you. It is a very good song, just like the, it's so soft. Like, not really, because the subject matter, it's not like heavy subject matter, it's just sad. I don't know, it's got vibes. It's surely got some of the vibes ever. Oh my gosh, I need to check on my copper. What? We go. I'm such a bad copper smelter. I forgot to check on my copper. It's probably almost all smelted out by now. Okay. All right. Oh, that's not great. That's not great. I need more copper. I'm trying to help, but I cannot try. I'm asleep and I'm losing my mind. And my brain's on fire. I've been counting sheep, but the sheep all died, and I'm not dead yet. So I guess I'll be alright. This is fine. 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 It's fine. See, this chart is why I need a super smelter. None of this would have happened if I'd had a super smelter. Oof. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I just grabbed one bucket when I actually needed two. Well, cool. I got so distracted by excavating and talking about favorite songlines for a second. I was like, copper didn't even exist. Okay, it's fine. We are gonna leave the copper alone for right now. It's got enough copper in it that it's it's gonna be fine smelting for a little bit. I really just need a super smelter, so let's keep going on the thing that will actually make that possible. Talk about super smelter in front of your furnaces? You know they're sensitive. No. Furnaces have a really important part to play in super smelters. It would be impossible to super smelt without a furnace. They're valued members of society. It's important. They've got an important job to do. Super smelters, super smelters wouldn't even stand on their own 2 feet without furnaces. It's fine. They know that they're valued and important and wanted. It's fine. It's chill. Don't worry about it. Boop. I'm just gonna place torches every once in a while, because, yeah. You know, as, like, for AJR songs in particular, I'm actually a really big fan of Turning Out Part 2. I know it's not, like, quite as intense and, popular as Turning Out Part 1, but I don't know, Turning Out Part 2 just really speaks to me a lot. Turning Out Part 2, I'm like, oof, you are saying words, and the words are describing experiences that I feel. Ah. Or maybe not experiences that I feel, but like, I don't know, the vibes that I feel. That's how it be. This is gonna break your heart. I'm so sorry, yeah, I know. This is gonna break your heart. Tis very sad, chat. Tis very sad. Oh, but I'm really okay. So on the subject of songs I like, and going back to October Symphony by the Pet Shop Boys, Copper. I'm a really big fan of it because, like, you start reading between the lines, and I just can't help but feel like it's talking about it's talking about like USSR Russia, and or like the fall of the USSR in Russia, and just how are the people of Russia supposed to feel after it. And I'm not Russian, so I don't think I'm an authority on that, but like, I don't know, I think Pet Shop Boys does at the very least does a good job of describing kind of the way that I feel like is being told that something that you believed in was actually like wrong, and you've been oppressed for believing in it. Which I think is just an interesting feeling in general, not necessarily related to the USSR specifically. But just, I don't know, it's not obvious. They never, like, what I like about it is that it's never like, oh yeah, this is a song about the USSR, but like the words that they use and like relate to specific historical events and like things that happened. It's just, gosh, it's great. I left the emerald ore there because on one hand I want to break it, but on the other hand that will take up inventory space. You know, I'd do if it was iron ore. I should probably just do it for the emeralds. But also I kind of want to see if there's any more. Oh, it's probably just these 2. Yep. I got 3 emeralds from that. 3 whole emeralds. The Minecraft experience of being in a big cave area underground and being like, wow, I'm really gonna dig all this out. This would be a lot faster with, oh gosh, chat, I need to get a beacon. I keep forgetting about that. I keep just like doing things and being like, should I get a beacon? Probably. The problem is I'm just scared of fighting the Wither. I know there's safe ways of doing it. Like the, like using the the end island for it, or using iron golems to fight the wither. I'm just afraid. It's scary, chat. It's sort of scary to think about fighting a wither. Oh, look at all of these ores. Incredible. Wow. Maybe I should just fight a wither. I have 2 wither skulls. So I'd need to get another one. But like, hey, you know? Maybe perhaps I should. I could just go find another wither skull somehow. Get some iron blocks and some sheared pumpkins and dig myself a little tunnel. And then just like get the iron golems to do it for me. The Grian method. I think that would be a future Quimby thing to do though, because I mean, for today we gotta be ready for a visit to the Copper Cube. The Copper Cube, chat. Okay, I think I'll be able to finish this row and then go later. Rebel Skeleton, hi. Nora, I'm 1 hour late. Aw, rip. That's alright though. I am mostly just digging out a space. Let me go empty my inventory. I kind of want to make these into stairs sooner rather than later because going upstairs is kind of frustrating. You know, like that section's great. And of course it's nighttime. Why wouldn't it be nighttime? In what world would it not be nighttime right now? I can think of no world in which it would not be nighttime. Alright. Let's drop off some stone. Cool. I get the feeling I'm going to fill up that hallway a lot sooner than I intended to. Here's the deal, chat. Should I just bite the bullet and use some coal blocks to smelt some more copper? I mean, I've got a ton of copper that needs to get smelted. And not a lot of lava buckets these days. I could also just go out and get more lava buckets, but Claw? I'm not sure what yeah, sure, Ballistic Elephant, sure. Oof. Let's just start by picking up some copper, turning it into blocks, and then evaluating from there. So, I do have, oh, thanks for the exclamation marks, our Ballistic Elephant. Oh, and then the boop after. Thank you, I appreciate it. Alright, so I've got all this copper that needs to get smelted. Oh, thanks for the exclamation marks, Alpha. Very cool. And, oh, okay, alright, I see how you feel about that. Oh, and then thank you for the boop. Are you just doing all of them? Oh, thanks for the honk. I see, okay, we're going on a sound effects thing. Oh, thank you for the GG. I very much appreciate that. What is life if not an opportunity to make some sounds? That's my personal philosophy anyway. Alright, so I could spend a round of coal blocks on this. The more copper that gets smelted, the more copper we have for the copper cube when we go visit it later. But I don't want to have another moment of forgetting that I'm smelting and having to rush upstairs to put more copper in the furnaces. Man, this would be so much easier if I just prioritized building super smelter earlier. Luckily, I think I'm doing a pretty alright job on excavating the space downstairs for one. I probably don't even need to finish doing like the full level. I could probably just build a super smelter like literally anywhere down there, but no, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, let's just see what we've got here. Ah, three more lavas for my lava collection. How lovely. 1, 2, and 3. Super smelter real. Super smelter real for true. Real for true, real for sure. Real and true. Definitely 100%. Alright, let's leave that for a second. Let it do its thing, and you know what? Yeah, probably would just simply be better to build a space. Let's see what we've got. One of these days I will get that properly. So I've got enough space like in this area that if I take out a few layers of blocks on top, I could just build a super smelter down here. I sort of remember how to build a super smelter. I built like 8 of them in a Mayor's Paradise. So, you know, there's that. I think I remember the basic shape. I would just need to review the redstone sections is what I'd need. Cause yeah, it's more important that I have what I need to be successful than to do a big thing. So again, I'll just make one now, and then later on I will rebuild it when I actually know what this room is going to look like. I'm gonna need some hoppers and some blast furnaces. I kind of like having the ones upstairs, so I'll probably just make some new ones for that. I've got a bunch of cobblestone that I could use for it, and you know, I can just smelt some smooth stone really quick. And then I need a ton of hoppers. I need, for however long the row of furnaces is going to be, I need 3 hoppers for every furnace. Because I need 1 furnace that will put in fuel, 1 furnace that will put in the thing that's going to get smelted, and 1 furnace that takes it all out. So if I do a row of 12 furnaces, which I think is my standard, I usually do 12 furnaces, then I believe that would be 36 hoppers. I would need some double chests, and then some rails, and some blocks of redstone. It's a pretty simple setup, if I remember properly. Just how I place the rails. We could jump into Mayor's Paradise and just go take a look at it real quick. And then even this space doesn't actually need to be that large. Ooh, let's go check on the copper first. Successful, real and true. 100% real for sure. Very, very successful out here. Very successful. Okay. Whoop, doop, 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 doop. Wrong box. Here we are. Oh, I'm gonna get so much stone from excavating this section, like the super smelter area. It's fine. See, this time we caught it in time. This is okay, because we caught it in time. Doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. I need more copper. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more copper. Yeah, that should do. Alright. I love that building a super smelter has been the answer this whole time, but I just haven't done it yet, you know? Copper, real? Copper. Copper moment. Okay, so I haven't built, like, normally at this point I would have, like, a ton of rails and stuff because I would have built a railroad, but I have not been building railroads here. So I've got some powered rail, which is good, but not much more than that. You know, let's start by building 36 hoppers, I think. Oh, I hate to break some blocks of iron, but I'm gonna need it for this. 36 hoppers is going to require a heck ton of iron. Copper Truther in the chat. It's me. I'm the Copper Truther. Oh my gosh, Mr. Milk, you're a Copper Truther. I mean, way to expose yourself like this, I guess. Alright. What's 36 times 5? 150 plus, plus 30, so 180. I'm going to need 180 copper for this. So not copper, iron for this. Honestly, let's go with that. That seems like enough. And also, I'm going to need some more wood. So... how much do you make? That's 12. Okay. I need about double that, so let's just... this is too much. I don't need this much. I need I need 24. It's just let's just yeah, let's just do that. And I'll just have some planks on hand for various things. I need to make more chests than this eventually. Okay, and then... cool. 36 hoppers. Got them. Okay, let's make... sorry, let's make iron blocks out of the rest because, I am obsessed. Leave, like, 3 for me. Okay. I have problems with wanting large amounts of resources. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. It's real, believe me. I don't know. The people have been saying it's real for so long that I'm not sure who to believe anymore. Cool. Copper. See, I kind of like having blast furnaces up here, so I think I'll make entirely new blast furnaces for the super smelter. Which means, okay. Let's just snatch some cobblestone, so that will make 8, 12. Okay. This is good. This is what we want. Furnace. So that's 12 furnaces, and I need some smooth stone. Oh, thank you for the poop, our ballistic elephant. I appreciate it. Poops are very nice. Okay. How much do I need? 12 times 3. I need 36. Yes. Yes. Yes, good. I'm also gonna... I just messed up my stack. It's fine. I am also going to need some iron for this, so... in all honesty, I should also be building an iron farm. I should have built an iron farm a long time ago, but I'm just bad at building farms. That's for sure going to be a future Quimby issue, but we will get back to that. Okay. For now, I'm just gonna drop off the rest of the copper in my inventory just because. Sure, why not? I'll probably pick it up later when I super smelt it all. Okay, let's grab some more lava buckets. No, yes. Good. Jingle bells, I forgot the rest. Oh yeah, this is the Stardew Valley. Like, I don't know if Stardew Valley does Christmas, but it certainly does like winter, I guess. Don't worry, it's Stardew Valley. Gosh, let's just leave that to do its thing. Okay. So, why do I still have 23 raw copper? Take it. Take it from me. Let's start building... let's start building some rails. Railroad. But why isn't that bringing up like regular rail? No, that's ladder. I promise I know how to make rails. It's not that tricky. You just Why was it not bringing this up? I was looking for real. Some people don't celebrate Christmas. Yeah. What? 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 Huh? What is happening here? Let's just make like... What? 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 Huh? What? Did I just see like 2 sticks together? Sticks do be that way sometimes. What? Huh? Okay, so I'm going to need 24 per, so that means I'm going to need 48 total, so I probably should just make like one more round of rail. But, huh? What in the, huh? No, actually, I do like leaving this crafting table here. Well, that was, it was literally like 2 sticks. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. Huh. The 2 recipes, bamboo and 2 planks right next to each other. I don't know. It'd be like that sometimes. Oh yeah, there are 2 sticks right next to each other because they're 2 recipes. I think. I think that is why it is that way. Well then, let's just oof. I'm going to need more iron for this. Let's start smelting some iron. Here, I'll just take that and then yeet that on in. You can have that. Okay. Let's make some... I'm going to make 2 blast furnaces with this. I have the iron to make 2 whole blast furnaces. Minecraft is cringe. Why isn't that for every other recipe? I need all the wools next to each other. It's just all the wools in one place. You're crafting. Minecraft is crying and you're crafting. I surely am crafting, you know? I'm just a crafty person. I just craft. Here, I'm going to drink some water. I don't think I've had any water all day. Water. Water. I'm going to make 2 more blast furnaces. For real. Yay! Water? Yeah, water. Chat, the hydrate channel points reward hasn't been showing up for me recently. Like, people will do hydrates and I won't notice. And then I'll look back later and feel really bad that I didn't, like, acknowledge it and do it. But it just didn't show up for me. And I feel really bad about that. As it considered just simply stopping. Okay, what else do I need? I know I need some redstone blocks. And a lever. But is there anything else? Is there anything else? Okay, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure what we do is we get like a double chest and then we have like hoppers leading into it. And then on top of those hoppers we do like blast furnaces. And then on the back we have another hopper. And that makes a little thing. And then we've got rails running on top of things. But then we've got another row of hoppers on top of here. So it's like that and then rails and stuff. We'll head into Mayor's Paradise to try and remember what I do with the rails. Furnace, blast furnace. Okay. Now I just need the iron to finish it out. Did it work? Okay, see, that one I did see. I think it's just sometimes. Okay. I will drink some water. Thanks, Mr. Moog, for the hydrate. Water. was gonna say maybe I should stick something else in the furnace, but I don't think it's worth it. Huzzah, yeah. Maybe I'm just blind. Maybe I'm just not good at seeing. Maybe I'm like, sight? Who's she? Never met her. Doop doop. And doop doop. There we go. Curse somewhat kind of conditionally broken. Yeah, on occasion. Sometimes on a Tuesday. Doop doop. I just have 2 more furnaces. Make more iron, fast! I just need an iron farm, chat. Gosh, I was looking at how to make iron farms again. And honestly, I need to just kind of do it, but I just always feel bad about it because I care about iron golems so much. I'm always like, no. Not the iron golems. No. This is so sad. No. Okay, one more. One more. Hey, zombie man. Furnace. Okay, so we've got our 12 blast furnaces, we've got our rails, we've got our hoppers. I know I need some chests. I think I do actually need like 2 more hoppers to feed into the minecarts, which I will need like hoppers and minecarts. Or is it minecart chests? No, it's chests. Minecarts and chests. Chests and minecarts, I can talk. I'll leave that to just finish smelting so that I can have excess iron. You know, maybe I should hop into Mayor's Paradise really fast. Oh, that was beautiful. Did you see that elytra skip run? That was so good. Okay, anyways, we are gonna just quick jump into Mayor's Paradise to check out my super smelters. Yoda skips? Yeah! Prepare for the nostalgia trip? Yeah, Mayor's Paradise moment. Oh, it's my house. Aw, man, nostalgia moment. Real nostalgia moment here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Was not expecting the nostalgia. Okay. Perfect music, yeah. Alright, so these are going to be what I'm building. Okay. So yeah, double chest, a row of hoppers, row of furnaces. These are 12 long, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, 12 long. And then we've got furnaces going through the back, and we've got some blocks and stuff. Do I have any blocks in hand? I have this one gravel. Let's hop on this gravel. Okay. Okay. Cool, and we've got... Alright. Hi, Sally Rubra, hi! Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice you were here. I'm sorry. But yeah, big nostalgia. No, okay, it is hoppers and minecarts. So hoppers and minecart with hopper, and then we've got like 1, 2, 3, 1. And then on the back we've just got this 1 and these 1, 2. And I click this and it'll go zooming out. Aw, look at all this iron I can't steal. Where's I was stealth? Ah, yes, very stealthy. Okay, so for this, it looks like it's mostly important that I make sure that the rails don't meet up. So as long as I get that, then we should be good. Yeah, I need to have this go out a little further when I place that one, so that it doesn't meet up, and I break that and place a block on top of it. Okay, alright. I feel like that was good enough of a review that I should be able to mostly rebuild that in my hardcore world. Let's get started with actually building some chests. Alright. Let's check how much space we need, because I do need to be longer than 12. So this room actually might end up wider than I originally planned it because I forgot that I needed the allowances on the other side. Good times? Yeah. Oh, 7 Mayor's Paradise. Can we look at the video I sent? Oh, but I'm busy right now. I'm busy building some hoppers. Sorry, a super smelter with these hoppers. Okay, so I'm gonna need to just quick gonna need to yep. I'm probably sending some stone to the other side. But yeah. I built the super smelter right now. I think I honestly need like a few more, like another block or two of allowance, so let's just excavate that out real quick. But yes. Man, this brings me back to my days of building a ton of super smelters. It's almost as if I'm building a super smelter right now. One of the banana videos ever. Oh, I do love bananas. Kind of. Okay, so on the subject of bananas, there are exactly 3 days that you can eat a banana. Like, once a banana becomes ripe, you've got 3 days before it's dead. And it's like, you can't eat bananas before that because they're not ready. But you can't eat bananas after that. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One too many. Cool. Right now we've got our blast furnaces. Let me just lay those out. Doop, 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 doop. Okay. Alright, cool. Like before, but less brick. Yeah! Exactly like before, but with less brick. Okay, then we do another round of hoppers on the back. And these all connect to the furnaces, because this is where the coal will be inserted. Oh, I need some building blocks. Let me go grab some, polished andesite. Because, you know, polished andesite is still my go-to building block. I might change it depending on what I decide to be the aesthetic of the actual room once it gets fully done. But for this temporary super smelter, we are going to use polished andesite. Whee! Okay. Where did I put it? Here we are. Polished andesite, and then I also need to pick up some powered rail, as well as some redstone blocks. Alright. Quimby speedrun. Listen, it's a good thinking noise. It's a good noise for thinking. Oh, the skips are getting so good. Alright, so then next. I feel like at this point I come up here and I build and I put the final row of hoppers on. And then after this, I'm pretty sure is when I start putting on building blocks. Or maybe not. Yeah, I'm probably doing this in somewhat the wrong order, but also I kind of don't necessarily care because as long as it gets done, that's the important thing. I'm going to have to go through and empty every single furnace after this, but I've just realized I think I need more ceiling space. This room will be taller eventually, it's just for temporary production purposes, we had not yet cleared out all this space. Let's give it one more layer. This room is gonna be like 20 blocks tall eventually, so don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Let's yeet a little torch in there just temporarily. Blocks. All right. Don't worry about it. This is fine. I'm just I just placed hoppers before I should have, so it's chill. Oh wait, that all would have gone into the furnaces. But oh wait. Yeah, okay. I was like, you can't do stone and blast furnaces, but you can surely put it inside the furnace. Okay. There's that. Let's get some polished andesite going on here. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Let's head back to Mayor's Paradise to remember this better. Because I know I just looked at it, but I've immediately forgotten everything. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 here, then 1, 2 on the back. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the other side too. That same little shape there. Then 1, 2 on the back. From this side it looks like 1 and 1, 2. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. We're doing so good. No, 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 no. I just opened Mayor's Paradise again. Sorry, Mayor's Paradise. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry, 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 sorry. I was looking for the hardcore world. I'm so terribly sorry. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I might excavate that wall a little bit. Okay, and then 1, 2. So then, and then 1 here. Yes. And then this one I still need 1 up. That's probably fine as long as I take the roof off. All right, cool, 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 cool. Let's get myself a little step stool here and get this back side done too. All right, why do I never play Mayor's Paradise anymore? I don't know, I just ran out of motivation for it. Just happens sometimes. I don't know, it was fun and I liked it a lot, but it's one of those things where sometimes, I don't know, things come to an end. Okay. So then, I'm pretty sure this next step we need rail. Okay. What I wanted was that. Cool. And I will go through and replace that with the thing eventually. Oh gosh. Then I believe it was that. Or was it the other way around? Nope, because the lever is right there. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain. And let's also put another one there just so that they don't line up. Because now we need a rail along here, and we need it to not line up. The thing when the thing does the thing. I am the thing and the thing did the thing. That's surely how it be. Alright, so we do that, and then I come through over here. I break that. Place another block, and also redstone like right here. Alright, that should be that, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, so midpoint for that. Oh, one moment. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So here we get another powered rail. Another powered rail here too. And another block of redstone. There. Let's just doop, and go pull the pull it out of here too. And okay. I'm pretty sure that's the basic step. Shardstone, hi! Guess a railroad in Quimby's perfect world. It's underground! It's underground, no one can see. The update, there's just bees. Bees. Yes. So I think that day was better than 119. I need bees. Can't say long, just wanted to stop in for a bit. Ah, well, thanks for stopping in, Shard Spoon. I'm building a super smelter. It turns out I remember quite a bit from when I built a ton of super smelters in A Mayor's Paradise. So then here, I need... Okay. Now I need some more chests. Let's make 4. Because I'm pretty sure I do, like 1, no, wrong way. No. Oh wait, not that either. We do that. And then we do that. Alright, so now I need some iron. I need iron. I need some minecarts with hoppers. Hoppers inside of minecarts is what I need for the most part. Is it nighttime? No, it's not. Okay. I know I had some iron cooking out over here. So let's just pick that up. Because, yep. Oh, I needed less rail than I thought. Oh. Whoops. Yeah, this is fine. I'm about to use all of this iron. Ah, so close on that one. Almost saved it. Okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So there's that. Then there's that. Oh wow, and that was actually the perfect amount of wood. And there's that. There's 1 and there's 2. Alright, so then we go 1 and we go 2. Alright, and let's just grab a lever. Actually, I can just make a lever. That's not a huge deal. Doop. I also don't even need the crafting table for this. So if I've done my work properly, yeah! So they should go, and that can put things inside of the smelters. Let's just do a quick check to make sure that these didn't have anything put in them, and I'll go through the hoppers on the back too in a second. Cause, yeah. Cause, yep. But then we can start loading it up. I still need to find a better fuel supply because I don't think you can use lava buckets with super smelters. But this should effectively allow me to just shove all of my copper into that thing and just let her rip. Let's see what would be a good... I could just use like basic coal for now. I think I'd like to get a stick farm set up and maybe see if I could set up a stick farm to lead into the super smelter itself. But it's probably fine for now. Oh gosh, rip to my inventory. Rip to my inventory. It's fine. Is that nighttime? Is it almost time for sleeps? Am I rapidly approaching sleepy times? I could be. I'm gonna shove a bit more iron in a furnace because I don't like not having iron on hand, but at the same time, no, I don't want to smelt all of my raw iron so that I don't want to run out of beams in case I want to use beams for something. I just need to build an iron farm. Maybe I will make that a priority soon. Let's just build a heckin' iron farm, Quimby. Okay, but also at the same time, let's just grab all this copper that I put in these furnaces here because it is going to a new home. Yay, new home for copper time. Yay! Woo 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 woo! Oh, thanks for the blue, Barblistic Elephant. I appreciate it. Yep, that is a nighttime. That is a nighttime for sure. Big nighttime hours. Alright. And it's time for the maiden voyage of my super smelter. Zombie hurts, that's fine. Zombie, sure, zombie can hurt as long as it's not zombie man. Alright. So, all of the copper goes in here, and it's gonna start picking all of it up in the hopper. I'm just gonna shove like all of the copper in here so that it can do its thing. Cause yeah, I've got a lot of copper that needs to get smelted. This would be more efficient if I had multiple super smelters, but I don't, and I think they're a bit too expensive for me to build at this time without a functional iron farm. So we are just going to rely on this. Oh boy. That is, counting this stuff in the hopper, that is over a full double chest of copper ore. My favorite food, flaming yawn. Flaming yawn. Ah! That's a good one. That's a good one, Arbalistic Elephant. Flaming yawn. Okay. Power supply. Again, I could just shove a whole ton of coal in it. That honestly might be the best plan. Just until I can get something better. Alright, so let's let this hopper load up also. And then it's gonna be off. You ready? Yep, alright, and boom! Look at it go! Oh my gosh, there's no feeling quite like a working super smelter. Wow! There it goes. Okay. And now I can comfortably have my copper smelting while I do some work in the area. So let's just start excavating. You know, someday I'll be able to have even more of those. I'll be able to have just tons of them. My favorite feeling, working super smelter. For sure one of the feelings that I experience. Definitely a feeling that everyone has. I'm not sure the amount of coal that I put in is going to be enough, to be quite perfectly honest. So I may do some premature, I guess, excavating of resources in the area to be able to keep it fueled. I'll have to stop in at some point and stop the minecarts again so that the hopper can fully load up. Because the super smelter only really works well when the hopper is fully loaded. But yeah. Let's just let it do its thing for now. I am going to excavate this coal vein because fuel. Now look at this is a good vein of coal for emergency fuel. That is a lot of coal. Nice. And I'm not gonna fill it in because actually no, I'll fill in the bottom layer. This top layer is gonna get replaced by something, but this bottom layer is alright to cover. Let's just shove some more coal in there so that it's prepped and ready. Let's check on how the hopper is doing. Okay. Let's let it rest for a second. Just fill up on more copper. The furnaces will be alright. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. Do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. There it goes. Let's invent a word that describes this feeling. My submission is fwarsh. I love feeling fwarsh. Surely one of the feelings. Fwarsh is for sure a way to feel. You good, buddy? You good? Hold on. There we are. There we are. It dropped like a ton of copper into that one furnace. Oh boy. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. As long as most of the furnaces have something in it, then that's all right. Like, minecart died at jumpstart inside. Yeah. I don't know why that minecart decided to just be sad, but it's no longer sad. It's all okay. It's all doing well. Let's go do some more excavation. I gotta get this space prepped so that I can build even more super smelters and better ones. Add more things. The red rails. The powered rail. No, so most of the time it's fine. That time that minecart just somehow didn't get a good start when I released it from the double chest. Like, I'm not sure why. Maybe it just caught weird. Maybe I should add more powered rail just on the front sides of it. I could maybe do that. I think I've got like 2. No, I used all of the powered rail, so I'd have to make more, but I could do that. For an efficient super smelter, I could do anything. Let's just let's finish up this row and check it out again. Because it's possible that it didn't catch properly, like in the first place there. But no, I think it is just supposed to be 1 powered rail, because if it was 2, then it would stop prematurely, I think. Ooh, it's tricky. It's tricky to remember what needs to happen. Bye, Quimby. Oh, fire ballistic elephant. Thanks for stopping in. My precious. My precious. Okay. Let's let it catch again. Let's let it catch and check out the behavior. Alright. Just, yep, fill up on things. This one furnace. You good? Okay, there we are. Yeah, see, that time it did alright. I don't know what was up that first time. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's having so much fun. It's enjoying itself. It's having a lovely little vacation. Yep. Hi, zombie groans. Is there gonna be another cave? I wouldn't be surprised if I run into another cave. I would just be sad. Is it nighttime? It's not nighttime. Cool. You always gotta ask yourself, is this nighttime? The fun thing about super smelters like that is that I can still collect the XP from the furnaces, as long as I bring a lever with me and stop one of the hoppers from collecting, and then just take things out of the furnace manually. I just pick up all of the XP in it, and it's kind of funny because it's just like ding. It is kind of silly, chat. It's kind of a little silly. But wow. Look at all the stone that needs to get excavated while my super smelter works. I gotta say, it's nice to not have to check on the furnaces constantly. Like, sure, it still needs a bit of maintenance to work at maximum effort, but like, for the most part, it's pretty self-sufficient. At the very least, I don't need to stop in and empty furnaces and fill them up again. Yeah, let's give that another torch. Let's just catch it on its next round. Oh boy. A lot of these are very full. This is so much copper. This is a ridiculous amount of copper. Oof. Oof. Yeah, it's fine. Oof. Oof. Yeah, but I also don't want, I'm also hesitant to add more powered rail because I actually don't want the hopper going too fast. Because if it goes too fast, it's not going to distribute supplies properly. So I need to keep it running evenly. I need to make sure it slows down enough. See, I'm hearing a lot of mob noises. And not like cave ambience mob noises. That's like, that's full on. There's probably a mob behind this wall somewhere noise. I hope it's fine. I hope it's alright. I don't know, but I hope it is. The fun part about this is that if I ever need to heal my pickaxe, I can probably just go upstairs and trade with the villager. Oh my gosh, I should get a mason in my trading hall so that I can trade all of this excess stone that I'm getting for XP to heal my pickaxe. Oh, that would be devious. That would be quite silly, I think. That'd be just a little silly, haha. The question is if my village population can survive having another villager taken to the rehabilitation center. I should probably start giving them some bread so that the population stays up. How are we doing out here? Doing great. Yeah, I trust it. What was I gonna do up here? I was gonna do something. I was gonna do something for sure. Maybe it was Silky Soft doesn't really need to be healed yet, even though I get nervous about it. It's nighttime! I was gonna look at my villager population. That's what I was gonna do. And also drop off some stone. Oh, the sounds of zombies dying in the morning always brings me such joy. Rip to the amount of stone in my inventory. And, okay, let's just throw that on for safety. Alright. I don't see any creepers nearby. But they're always watching. Always being sneaky about it. Oh, that is a wandering trader. I could go check out a wandering trader. See if the wandering trader has anything I want. And it's possible, no. It's possible the wandering trader would not have anything I want, but it's always good to check. And if they don't, then I have other methods of dealing with them. Alright, you don't really have anything that I want. I mean, I guess maybe I could go for some brown mushrooms, but I could just collect brown mushrooms if I want them. That's not a super huge deal. I want the leads. Oh my gosh, look! Some random leads. Whoa, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's so wild that that wandering trader dropped the leads out of nowhere. Oh my gosh. Isn't that so crazy that they would do that? Man, I can't believe this. Those are some valuable resources. Wow. What a shame. This is that's so sad for them. I'm sorry. Here, let's just go take a look at my village population and maybe make them some bread to encourage more village population. Because I have been stealing members of the village for a hot second. It would probably be better to do that like later, like closer to nighttime, but let's just take a quick survey. Boop. Boop. Oh, an irresponsible trader just drops his leads and leaves the llamas. I know, right? This is so sad. Okay, so we've got a Fletcher in there. Got no one in here. We have a toolsmith in here. So that's 2 villagers. No one down here, yeah. It's kind of seeming like this village has a much higher capacity than is currently being filled. Huh. Then I know we've got a librarian in here. And if I recall correctly, there's usually a mason down here. So that's 4 villagers, 3 of whom are loose. I think there might be another villager in here. Oh, hello, friend. I am running through my iron supplies like crazy, but you deserve it. Yeah, so there's another Fletcher in here. So that's 4. I know I have a number downstairs that is greater than that. Oh, and there's 5. Sorry, that's 6 total villagers. 2 of them are trapped, 4 of them are loose. Yeah, so I could probably stand to throw some bread around because this village definitely has capacity for more than 6 villagers. I'll try and make it to the trading meeting tonight. To help him out with that. But for now, I'm actually gonna go get some stacks of copper blocks. Man, super smelters are so nice. Ah, so close on that one too. Ooh, it is running out of fuel. That's not good. Let's just catch it when it comes back. Yeah, the one thing is this is a rather expensive thing to do, especially with just basic coal. Let me maybe do some more preemptive resource gathering. Is there more coal over here? There was. And I've got some stacks of coal upstairs, but still... Really what I should do is make a stick farm that I can then feed automatically into the blast furnace. I have put all of my stone away, so I cannot fix that area just yet. I will do that later. If I recall correctly, yeah, there's some right here. Alright, that should keep me going for a little bit. Let's stop and catch this again. What are we doing on this? Oh, we are fast reaching the end of the copper, which is good. Here, let's just start making stacks of copper blocks. It's so much copper. Which is good. It's for the copper cube, which requires so much copper. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Alright, and how are you doing? Alright, that hopper is officially closed down. How are we doing on coal supplies, particularly here? You know what, that's probably enough that I can shut this down to, so that it doesn't have to keep running and everything can just do it, go through on its own. I'm expecting at least one more stack of copper blocks from this, but I think for the most part, that should be it. I'm gonna sneeze. I was right, I sneezed. Alright. Copper gets put in here. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That is so much copper for the copper cube. The shulker box is empty, which is really nice. Oh, Chad, this is good. This is good. This is good. I want to make sure I don't miss the villager meeting tonight so that, so I can make sure to pass some bread around. Let's just collect the bamboo. Bamboo is very useful for many things. Things like either making sticks or making scaffolding. Honestly, if I had like a bamboo farm connected to the super smelters, that would be ideal. One of these days I've got to see this copper cube. I should be heading out there as soon as the super smelters finish. You know, as soon as the super finishes smelting. Let's move the bamboo to its own box for a second. I imagine this will be fairly temporary. I just need somewhere to hold all of it. It is a large cube. My electric skips are getting really good, but there's still some things. Okay, how we doing? Oh, there is a lot of copper happening here. Oh, okay. Okay, so these ones are almost finished, but like, okay, there's still a lot to go. Cool. I might actually steal that and take it over to here, cause you know, spread the love. Make sure that the resources are being used well. Let's do a little more excavation while I wait for that. Man, look at, like, I sort of start to get a sense of scale of how large this space is going to be, and I think I'm going to make it even a bit wider to accommodate the extra blocks on the super smelters. I will come to a decision about that once I get the main section that I originally intended to excavate out. Boop. This is what it means to bring to bear the full industrial force of Minecraft. Not really. I still need several things, and I'm sure I could make this more efficient, but for now, we doing pretty well. We doing pretty alright. I just, the super smelters, they make me very happy. Look at, they smelt their super, I'm sure you understand. I can just shove some fuel in them and shove some supplies, and then I occasionally check to make sure that's working properly, but mostly leave it, and it gets so much more smelted than doing it manually. I always do this little thing where I'm like, no, I don't like farms. Like, I don't know. I don't really know how they work. I can probably just do all the work myself anyway. And then I do something like this and I remember, oh yeah, that's just so much better. Whoops. Oopsie. I forgot that there's a reason why Minecraft is capable of making farms. Almost started using chompers to start mining stone. That would have been rough. Can you imagine? I'm just like, ah yes, let me mine the stone with an axe. This will work out well. Sure, it's a very strong, fast, sharp axe, but like, generally one does not do that. One does not mine stone with an axe. Little known fact, actually. See, this is a true Minecraft pro tip. You shouldn't be mining stone with an axe. Axes are not built for mining stone. Let's just check on the smelter. How are we doing? Still collecting, cool. Well, the furnaces are still active. It does look like all the top hoppers are mostly empty at this point. Let's steal that and shove it in here. Just keep it going. Bye, short spoon. Oh, I'm sorry you missed the copper cube. Maybe someday you'll see it. Someday, the copper cube. It waits for us all. It's patient. Oh, you are almost out of coal. Actually, a lot of these are almost out of coal. Oh, do I need to put more coal in? Oh. Very, very useful. Very expensive. Alright, how much are we looking at here? That's 27. Let's just send it. I'll get more coal later. And then, yeah, this is another one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine on resources. And I hit the industrial age and I go, what? What? This is so sad. Oh, there is some coal over here. Because I'm pretty sure I just mowed through, like, at least half a stack of coal blocks to feed that thing. Okay. To be fair, it was a lot of copper, but I'm going to be having a lot of copper. Proportionally, this is not that much copper compared to everything that I need. So, yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 We are getting there. We are getting there for sure. Let's, okay, I'll make a few more stacks of blocks in a second. I'm just gonna go run and put some stone away. I really need to put stairs on that. Or like a bubble elevator or something. It is nighttime. Oh, I missed the meeting! Oh. Okay, well maybe I'll just go shove some bread at my villagers normally and hope that they take it to the meeting and... Ugh. Rip. Let's also just quick go check for creepers or something. Cause you gotta watch out for those creepers. They're so creepy. That's a spider. Which is not ideal, but ultimately fine. That is an enderman. Again, not ideal. Ultimately, decently fine. That is a creeper. Hello, friend. That's so sad. The creeper didn't want to be friends. Can you believe that that creeper just didn't want to be friends? This is so sad. I can't believe this. I can't believe that the creeper didn't want to be friends. It just left me. It abandoned me. Oh, this is so tragic. So unfortunate. I can't believe this. Hey you! Do you want to be friends? It didn't want to be friends. It didn't want to be friends. Why didn't the creeper want to be friends? Oh. Oh. I can't believe this. I've been abandoned by the creepers. They don't want to be friends. Hey, you want some bread? The villagers don't want my bread. Villagers don't want my bread. Please eat the bread. Did you take it? You took the bread? Awesome. Good work. Good work. Let's give this guy some bread too. Want some bread? Yeah. Alright, let's start with that. I'm running so low on iron. I have like no iron whatsoever. Yep. It's fine. I will simply remember to build an iron farm soon. And I will steal some of these blocks so that I have some on hand. Doop doop. Okay, let's drop off the rest of the stone and dirt and stuff in my inventory. The super smelter should be done by now. The smelting should be super done. And let's take a look. I really should get, I really should get a mason down here. So that I can heal my pickaxe just on the way. Alright. Oh, you. That one ran out of coal. Shut up. Okay. And time to drown my sorrows in the absolute glee of having a ridiculous amount of copper. It's surely one of the ways to live. Look at that. Look at that. That does put a smile on my face. I just need to wait for the rest of the copper to get finished. Finish up. I'm glad it's listening so well. I need to restore my coal supplies, so I'll probably go on a little coal mining expedition at some point, or maybe just keep mining in here and hope that I get a ton of coal from it. Good, 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 good. Good. Give me the last copper block. Thank you. And yeah, I would say that we are ready to head to the copper block. Chat, you guys have been pretty good. You've been on some good behavior, so I think it's time to go to the copper block. This is nice. I think I haven't brought this much copper to the block since I started making the block. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Look at that. Look at that. The block. 'Tis time. 'Tis time indeed. Alright. We shall be heading out to the block. With this much copper, I don't want to guarantee anything, but we might be able to finish the first layer. This is a lot of copper. So it's very possible we could finish the first layer of the block. And I don't want to get your hopes up too high. I don't want to promise anything I can't, but this is a good amount of copper. I need, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember how many stacks of blocks I needed in total. Hold on, it's time to do a little bit of math again. That should just be 64 times 64. Because it's 64 by 64 by 64, but then I need to know how many blocks, and that would be divided by 64. So 64 times 64, I'm gonna need 4,096 blocks of copper. I've got like 20 with me. So 20 divided by 4,096. We're bringing like 0.4% of what we need to finish the block, right? That's pretty good. 0.4, like, not yet, yes, 0.4 of a percent. It's not even 1%. But you know what? That's fine, because it's progress. What and hey, 1/64th. What is 1/64th? 1 divided by 64. 1/64th is 1.5%. So 20 stacks of blocks is like a third of a third of one layer. And I'm pretty sure we've already done a decent amount on that first layer. Just the further I go talking about this, the more I remember that this is an outrageous project that is going to take probably years to finish. But you know what? Maybe the real copper cube is the friends we made along the way. it's friendship. It's about friendship in the end. Like all good stories. The real moral was actually friendship. I'm pretty sure this last rocket should take us there. Go, 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 go. When we hit Acacia, we're getting really close. Oh no, I think I'll need one more rocket. Yeah, because there's some pretty tall hills here. I don't think I can glide all the way through. Whee! Yep, there's the jungle. Jungle's also how you know we're getting close. Ready? It's gonna start rendering in any second now. And there it is. The beginnings of the giant copper cube. Wow. Isn't that incredible? Alright, let's come in for a little gliding landing. Right on top. Okay, time to get started. And you know what, sure, let's leave this on top of that. I'm just going to fill my inventory with copper blocks because, yep, that's a good plan. Okay, we left off placing this row. This is so much copper, chat. It's so much copper, and this isn't even a big fraction of what I'm going to need to finish this. Alright, so that's the next phase of the X done. So now we start doing more rows around the sides, and it's almost nighttime. Cool. Sleep. Soon. I want to finish up that stack. Look at this absolute behemoth. This is a great and terrible construction. Doop. Every one of these rows, like these rows here, is 64 blocks. We already got a little bit of a head start on it from the other rows in like this section, but it's still rather a lot. Hi sheep, hey, welcome to the stream. You've come in just in time to see the giant copper block in construction. Wow, congratulations. It is rather large. This is going to be around for a long time. How are you? To be quite perfectly frankly honest, I'm descending a little bit into obsession about this cube. So basically, what happened was, on a whim, I decided that it would be kind of funny to try and build a 64 by 64 by 64 cube of blocks of copper. Because I had a lot of copper and I was like, hey haha, let's just start a big project with it. Why not? And I did the math and it turns out I need over 2 million individual ingots of copper to finish this out. So, that's currently where I am, I just got a ton of copper. It's like, honestly, it's probably more like 25 stacks that I brought today. And I don't think we're gonna finish the ground level. So yeah, let's do another row around because the center X tends to, it tends to double in size every time I do it because I do both sides, so we gotta do more edge pieces to match. But yeah, all this copper in my inventory, it's gonna get placed here. How are you doing though, sheep? I hope things have been going well for you. I hope you have not committed to placing a giant block of copper, because on paper it sounds really nice. But then you remember just how much copper that is. Big block. Big copper block. Really, really big block. We're gonna, at least a significant portion of the ground floor is gonna get done though. When I'm done here, we're gonna be a lot closer to being done with it. Okay, just a bit hard for me at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry that's been hard. No pressure to like go into any specifics, but just know that we here are always rooting for you and want you to have good times and a good life. Every time I have to place a ton of blocks, I always start having to like start keeping my brain working, because for some reason just the repetitive motion of placing the blocks makes me go whoa. Alright, so here, I kind of want to go up here and just see if we can take a closer look at what the design looks like at the moment. This massive, massive thing. Look at that. Look at how well that's coming along. So the plan is to finish up this bottom layer and then do 2 of the walls, probably this wall and that wall, or this wall and that wall, and then from there start building from the corners. So it's currently time to, you know, I've got enough copper on me. Let's do another 2 rows around the sides and then another row through the middle. At least I should have enough copper to be able to finish that. The side rows, every time I finish one of these, the next one is less long, so it requires less copper to finish. And we've done 5 now, so that's like 10 off of either side, so it should only take about 54 to finish a row. So, you know, progress. Progress, in fact. Copper cube. Chat, why do I do these things to myself? Why is this a choice that I've made? Like, I don't regret it. I'm not like, oh no, I wish that I hadn't decided to build a giant block of copper. But like, I'm just really interested in the thought process that leads to this. What's the name of the cube? Well, I guess, it doesn't really have an official name. I know that Mr. Malouk has been calling it Copper Cube with Q's instead of C's, which I think is kind of fun. But for now it's just the cube. I'm a little obsessed with it, which is fine. Definitely not a problem. I'm just my every waking thought is consumed by it is all. The cube. The copper cube. Alright, let's do 1 more layer of this and then do another round of the X's. Doop doop. Look at all it. Look at all that copper. So then with 6, that's 12 off of either side, so it should only take no, that's 12 off total. So it should take only 52 to do the next rows. Progress. Oh, yeah, so here, let me type in chat what Mr. Malouk's been calling it. It's like copper cube. Copper cube, which I think is kind of silly. Just kind of fun and funky and silly. Noises. Okay, then this is the last row here, and we do the diagonals. Never fear, I've got more copper in the shulker box, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to finish the diagonals also. They're also getting shorter every time I finish a row around, which is nice. Alright, Alright, so there's that. And here. I like doing little designs like this because it does break up the monotony somewhat. You know, if I was just doing rows of copper, I'm pretty sure I would like start dying at some point. But because I've got this helpful little like middle section, it's kind of fun and funky. Here, let's just, while I'm in the area, pick up the rest of the copper. Again, it's fun because this is so much copper. And it is making, honestly, it's making a significant dent in this ground floor. But I've got, once I finish the ground floor, I've got 63 more layers to finish. So, long-term project! Woo-hoo-hoo! Long-term project! To be quite perfectly frankly honest, committing to a long-term project like that is kind of an exercise in self-control, because I usually would never, like, I don't spend a long time on projects. Starting something that will theoretically take like years to finish is a little bit terrifying. You filling it all in? I am, yeah. This entire frame that I've built is going to someday be filled with copper. So yeah, starting something really long-term like this is a little bit terrifying because that means I have to actually go through with it. I have to actually finish it up. But you know, I don't spend that much time on things. I usually like my builds to be finishable within like a week or two. So my current house also actually is kind of an exercise in that same sort of idea, because it's also taking a lot longer to finish than I normally would, which is wild. Take a look at that copper. So again, significant progress has been made today on filling it in. There's just so much more to go. Let's see if we can get in another 2 layers around the side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So we're down to 42 per. Not bad. 42 per, then yeah, that gets me quite a bit further. Let me sleep, please. Yes, good, yes, let me sleep. I'm also very excited to see how oxidization affects the cube over time. Because oxidization is theoretically another short-term process. You know, it takes a while, but it's meant to be done in time that the player can utilize the copper. So if I'm building something with copper that's theoretically going to take just a really long time to build, I know that copper doesn't like to oxidize to the next layer until like all the copper next to it has been oxidized to the same layer. So I'm just really interested to see, like, over time, will the cube start being just super patchy? Will there be sections that oxidize all the way and sections that are brand fresh new? And I think that's just gonna have to be something that we observe as time goes forth. If I really want at the end, I might go through and either just like wax the entire outside so that it stays fresh, or maybe like go on a delve into the center to see if it if the center will be oxidized as well. I don't know, there's lots of fun ideas to do once this gets a little more finished. Okay, this is our second time going around. After this, we'll have to get started on more diagonals. And I don't think we have enough to finish the next round of diagonals, but hopefully we can at the very least, I don't know, get started on it. Because the hypotenuse is always longer than either of the legs of it. So it is a bit longer than the 64, and it's been also getting filled in, but still has some distance. Okay. We do this, and then we diagonal. I'm trying to get my brain to keep working instead of just mindlessly going doop, 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 doop. So we're down to the last, like, 2-ish stacks. No way in heck we're finishing the diagonals, but maybe one of the diagonals? Maybe one. Perhaps. We shall see. That's the sides, and now... One moment. Just checking, and yeah, okay. It does look like we are still going evenly, which is nice. Whoop! Doop, doop. Nah! Not there. Doop, 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 doop. Nah! Oh, we might be able to finish this side. Make no promises, but perhaps maybe. I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna finish this side and yeah, and have just a little bit of extra to start one of the other diagonals. Ba, 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 ba. This is so much copper. Oof. We can start on this, we'll have to leave it. But that's alright. Hello, empty shulker box that used to have a ton of copper in it. I appreciate your service. Alright, let's just go take a look. Again, that's quite a bit more copper than used to be there. Not enough to finish the ground floor, but enough. Yeah, look at that. Oh, if I brought another 20 stacks in, that would certainly finish up the ground floor. That is a future Quimby thing for sure. I don't know if I want to do another little hyper focus on the copper cube. I know, perhaps I will. I don't know, it was always intended to be just a long-term thing that happens occasionally. But at the very least, that's more filled in. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, chat, that's gonna be the whole thing someday, theoretically, if I don't die and remember to stay with the project. Alright, copper cube. See you for now. We're gonna head back to base. Whee! Let's just touch the clouds as we go. Yes! Cloud. It's always difficult to tell, like, gosh, if I get F3, can I tell? Oh, I think I'm perfectly set up on this. I think I'm perfectly set up on this parallel, perhaps. Wow. This is good Elytra music. That's some very nice Elytra music. We're just set perfectly on the horizon. We just go. This is gonna take, some rockets to do though, so can't lose too much altitude. Wow. This would probably be faster if I was like ducking and ascending, but let's just do some smooth flight for a second. Just hang on to that. Wow. See you later, Copper Cube. End credits music plays. I know that was kind of perfect. It really said, oh, I guess it's time to say goodbye to the copper cube. What? What just happened? Oh, my mouse has been doing this thing lately where it wigs out. That could have killed me. If I'd lost my flight, that could have killed me. I need a new mouse, chat. I really desperately need a new mouse. I did nothing. Why did it spin out? It's broken. It's broken. Doop. Am I going the right way? I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way. Look at all this pretty trees. Those are some pretty trees. Some of the pretty trees ever. I like doing one rocket to get up high and then one rocket to get some momentum so that I'm not just stuck in flat space. This is such a pretty area. Deadly because it's got a lot of powder snow, but pretty. If you fall in powder snow, can you just dig your way out? That's what I've always wondered about. Like, is it possible to break the powder snow once you're in it? Or is that actually impossible? No clue. I'm not sure. Oh no, the music was so calm and perfect for ending things out, and now this is an exciting track. Oh. Oh. It's fine, we'll just fly in and deal with it from there. I don't want to use another rocket. I just smacked into the wall, but I wasn't going very fast, so it's fine. Alright, well, once I get back to my house, that is where we're going to end things for today. Got some good work done, you know? I built a super smelter, got some copper super smelted, took some things out to the copper cube. Ultimately, I would describe that as a very successful day. Oh, sorry, one last thing. I am gonna check on my lava. Yes! Alright. Just quick. Just real quick. I have to build up my supplies. And there. That is where we're going to leave it. Unfortunately, the music was so calm and ready to be ending earlier, but it's fine. We're just gonna put on some jazz. Alright, thanks so much for coming today, everyone. I hope you had a good time. I'm vibing. You know, this hardcore world has gone a little bit of a different way than I thought that it would, but I'm ultimately content with the direction it is going in. I will be back tomorrow. I stream Monday through Thursday, usually starting at or around 1 p.m. Eastern time. Monday streams are late nights, though. Tomorrow, you know, I was thinking about cutting down to doing just like one Portal day a week, but I think tomorrow I might do Portal, because I'm sort of feeling it. If I'm not feeling it tomorrow, we won't, but perhaps. For the moment, though, I am going to try and find someone to raid. Let's see who we got. Let's see. No, let's go ahead and raid Stratic. I think raiding Stratic would be cool. Stratic is a cool pog streamer who, you know, hangs out around here sometimes. So if you would like to give a follow or stick around, that would be very exciting and cool. Stratic is playing Destiny 2, currently Season 18 prep. I don't play Destiny 2, so I don't know what that's about, but you know, good luck with that. For now, though, I hope you'll have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. I don't know, it's always fun just vibing. I hope you guys have a good time, and I'll see you next stream, or whenever you show up next. Okay, bye-bye.